Process over outcome every time in the law and in life, and here's why. When I am working on any kind of case that I have, or any kind of goal that I have in my personal life, whatever it is, the more focused and dedicated I can stay on the process in which I'm engaged in. Because whatever, like anything that you set out to do, like I sign up a new case and I have a new client and I want to be able to prove their case and do as good of a job as I can on working up the outcome, the ultimate outcome. I want to be able to say, get as much money as I can for a client. When I get lost in the end goal and convince myself I must get X, all of a sudden my entire framework starts to go haywire. I start chasing things, I act on fear, I make stupid mistakes that I wouldn't have otherwise made. Instead, focus on what is the thing that I have to do immediately next. I'm aimed ultimately at a good outcome for whatever it is the goal is, right? But that's obviously going to take time, and it's going to follow a process that is important at every single step. And that's what builds the structure that ultimately leads to the good outcome. So the integrity of that structure, i.e. the process, and the soundness of its construction is going to depend on how much focus you put into each step and each building block that you make. That ultimately will probably lead to a good outcome, but focusing on the outcome comes almost always at the cost of the process. So if you build a house of cards to get to an outcome that you want to get to, a stiff gust of wind is going to blow that over. Whereas if you focus on the process and you use bricks and cement to lay down a really sound structure that can take just about any storm that comes its way, you're going to end up in a pretty good spot, usually by the end. And if you're not, what you know in your own heart is that you did the best job that you could. So you're not going to have any regrets by the end either. So again, process, outcome.